Skin Activist is in the building. darkskinactivist.com. Once again, darkskinactivist.com. Why do I say I'm the world's first and only dark skin activist? Real quick, the reason why I say that every time is because, number one, I actually did create the first platform in history to fight to end what some people call colorism, but what I call darkism. And I created this platform in 1998, before social media existed. And what I did is I brought the platform online, creating the first colorism channel. And dark skin activism consists of my plays and my books about only dark skin. I've written a whole slew of books about dark skin, including Darkism, Token Dark Girl, A Dark Skin Woman's Revenge, A Dark Skin Girl's Triumph, The Rashida Strober Story. All of these books and plays can be found online. But anyway, I brought the first colorism channel to YouTube in 2010. I went viral back in 2015 for calling out the rapper Kendrick Lamar's darkism. Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club made me Donkey of the Day for calling myself the dark skin activist. And then what happened after I went viral to millions across YouTube, black YouTube and social media, is black people started stealing from me about the topic of colorism and dark skin. Black women were not talking about their dark skin experiences. They weren't doing any of that. Black men definitely were not. But when they saw that I got all this attention for something that I had been doing before social media existed, black people started stealing and taking from my platform. So that is the reason why I come on here every time and I clarify and let people know that I'm the person that created this dark skin colorism speak on social media. They didn't create it. I don't care how big their channels are. I don't care who you are. If you're talking about light skin and dark skin, it is because of Rashida Strober, the dark skin activist. And I'm going to say that until the day I die. I'm never going to stop saying it because it's the truth. Mellow Fellow, thank you. You say your hair is beautiful and very well taken care of and looks so healthy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, being a black woman with dark skin, I think everything is a little bit more harder for us. I do think it takes a lot more work. But I will say, Mellow Fellow, that I am into self-care, and that's what my book, How to Be the Hottest Dark Skin Chick on the Planet, which is actually the first motivational book written for dark skinned females, published it on my website for free, and then people started stealing from my content. But in that book, I do talk a little bit about my health regimen, which I'm very plain and simple vegan. I drink a lot of water. I don't like water at all. I don't like water. But I drink water because I know it's healthy for me, and I'm dark skinned, and I got to keep my brain sharp and my body sharp because all the attacks that we go through as black people on this earth. So one of the things I have control over is I could take care of myself. And I do try to take care of myself, mainly with exercise and what I put into my body. I'm not into all the superficial stuff. And I'm not, no shade on nobody else. If you want to go get your hair and nails done, I'm not mad. Knock yourself out. If you want to put on lashes, knock yourself out. That's not me. I don't do all of that. What I focus more on is internally. Stuff like water. Drink a lot of water. Woke up this morning and had a big old thing of dark green leafy juice made of kale. That's what I do. I'm focused on the internal and exercising and stuff like that. Very, very simplistic. Very, very simple. Simplistic. But yeah, yes, I see y'all comments coming in, so I try to read some of y'all comments. Green Eyed Soul 71 says, oh, wee, look at that glow on that sexy dark skin, chocolate skin. What the hell? Me, my black ass. Y'all need to stop gaslighting me. I do not look good. And the funny part is I'm damn sure not trying. Okay, but thank you. Thank you, Green. I need to learn how to take a compliment. Thank you very much. Mellow Fellow says, amen, sis. It shows for sure. Keep up the good work. It's working. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I've been on a health journey for a long time. Started out when I was in the Uhuru movement. Shout out to Chairman O'Malley. I should tell her. He's one of the people that I learned about good eating habits. And I remember how he spoke on how revolutionaries had to take care of themselves. We can't be out here smoking and drinking and eating processed foods. We got to take care of ourselves. And that stuck with me. So shout out to the Chairman O'Malley Ashachella, who's around 80-something years old, Man looking as good as ever. They can hate on him all they fucking want to. Keep hating on the chairman. But you'll never be him. You'll never have his brilliant mind. You'll never be able to destroy that man. Shout out to Chairman O'Malley, I should tell her. But yeah, you know, I've been focusing on my health for years. Always exercising, always working out, always on my my juicing and eating my raw foods. And I'm not no raw food vegan. I'm not a raw food vegan. I am a vegan, but not a raw food. But I do eat a lot of raw fruits and vegetables all the time. Example, this morning, I woke up early this morning and I had green juice. It's made out of kale. I put some blueberries in it and some spirulina. And I drank the hell out of that. And on most days, that's what I'm doing. I'm having some form of a plant juice. Or I have some water. Or I have some coconut water. And it's not because I like this stuff. I'm not one of them people that will sit up there and be lying and making up shit. I don't like it necessarily. I don't like the taste of it. I drink it because it's healthy and it's good for me. That's why I take it. Not because I necessarily like the way it tastes. But, or I might have some green tea. Now, I do like green tea with nothing in it. Now, I genuinely like green tea with nothing. I don't put no sugar in my... Do not give me sweetened green tea. I'm not going to drink it. And I'm talking about the hot green tea. I like it hot with nothing in it. Just plain and simple. Okay? And I'm good. I do like my salads. My dark green leafy salads, flavorful and all that good stuff. I do like that. I will tell y'all that. But, oh, thank you, mellow fellow. You said you motivated me and you do look good. You are beautiful. Well, damn. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm not going to doubt it. I'm just going to say thank you and keep moving. See, to me, I think I'm ugly. Sorry. I have a hard time believing that black men be finding me attractive. I don't care about non-black men finding me attractive. I don't give a damn. I like black men. So I don't, no shade, no hate. It's just, I like black men. That's why I don't really care about what other men think of me. I could care less. But I have a heart. When black men be telling me I look good, I'd be like, what the hell? Huh? This shit be shocking. It be shocking. And I'm not bragging. I swear to God, I'm not bragging. You're just making me think of some stuff that happened. I was at the gas station this morning, and I see this super handsome black man go, hi, running lady. And I look. I said, hi. And he start talking to me like, you know, in a flirtatious kind of way. And I'm looking like, all these beautiful black women around here, why the hell are you flirting with me? I don't see it. The guy was like super handsome. I don't like him or nothing. I'm just saying how he looked. Super handsome guy. Well built, dark skin, nice shape, bald head, all that. I'm like, my black ass? Okay. It's always very shocking to me, y'all. I'm sorry if people think that I should not be talking about myself, put myself down. But y'all, I've got to undo years of brainwashing of me thinking that and believing that I'm ugly. So I do not see myself as this pretty black woman at all. I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm working on it, but I don't see it. But as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I cannot control how other people view me. Y'all have a right to y'all opinion. I'm on a public space, and I can't, you know, it is what it is, okay? But thank you. So I'm trying to learn how to accept these compliments and keep it moving. Yeah. Well, I might be smart. I can agree with you on that, but that pretty shit is overrated to me. I don't even care about it no more. Like, I don't care. I just don't. I don't. It is what it is. But, so yeah. So, I want to talk about anti-natalism a little bit, because I've had some people, even though I made a bunch of videos speaking on anti-natalism, still there are some of my followers that have came to me and said they want me to like talk about it more. So here I am talking about anti-natalism more. The reason I'm anti-natalist is because I grew up in poverty with a very dysfunctional family. And I think that if you are a single person with no children and you're black, I think you should stay that way. Don't have kids. Yeah, this is just my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree. Okay, I'm not mad. I don't. You can disagree. Anyway, single black people that do not have children, don't do it to yourself, and don't do it to your future children. Just get married and be happy with your husband or your wife. You do not need to bring children into the equation. It's better for you, and it's better for the unborn children. Because, you know, there's a whole host of reasons here. I might be on here all day explaining anti-natalism. But anti-natalism is basically the belief that it is immoral, wrong, inhumane to reproduce because of the fact that your offspring will suffer. And it's true that they will suffer. Once human beings get on this earth, I don't care if they are born to the most wealthy parents. They're still going to be suffering. You cannot shield your offspring from suffering, no matter what you do. Because, case in point, they could be born, you could be a wealthy person, and you could have a mentally ill child that may end up suffering due to that mental illness. Okay? There's plenty of cases of people that have wealthy, that are wealthy, their children born with some type of defect, mental defect, physical defect, and they suffer. And then birth is death. You're born to die. You're gonna die. Okay? And between that birth and death, there's all types of suffering that takes place in between. Why put human beings through that did not ask to be here? I personally feel that it's selfish. And I draw upon my own life experiences with my mother, who was a high school dropout, dad, high school dropout as well, no education, born into poverty, multiple baby daddies, broke, poor, and I was born into a fucked up environment. And I wish that my mom was anti-natalist. I wish that I would have not been conceived. I wish my dad was anti-natalist. I wish that I never came into an existence, because I'm suffering right now. I'm suffering from racism, white people and their racism, down here in Florida and all over the United States. A lot of white people are very racist and evil towards black people. They do all kinds of evil things, and it's going to happen to your children. I don't care how good of a background they come from. If you're black, your black children are going to suffer from racism. You're not going to be able to shield them from that. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you know. Drawing on my own personal experience, I have suffered so much racism. I have suffered from being a dark-skinned black woman, from black people not liking me because I'm dark-skinned, and suffer from anxiety, suffer from depression, suffer from the loss of relatives. That's suffering. Suffer from bullying. One of the biggest things that black people suffer from, in addition to all of the other human forms of suffering, we suffer from specialized racism. Your black children that you're birthing, these little cute little beautiful babies, when I see babies and children, I feel so sorry for them. My heart literally cries for them, because I already know no matter what type of family they're born into, they will still suffer. And it's heartbreaking. And to know that my parents could have prevented my suffering, prevented me from being here on YouTube speaking on how I'm suffering by not procreating me, it's thought-provoking. I dwell on it all the time. I think about it all the time. Like, damn, what if my mom and dad were anti-natalists and had the presence of mind to say, I'm not going to bring my child into hell. I'm going to have enough love and care for my kid not to bring them on this earth. into my food stamp, government cheese, evictions, getting kicked out, living out of hotels, living out of church annexes. The house was burnt down when I was a little girl. All the suffering. And then I have to grow up on my own and come out here in this world and take care of myself. And I'm doing it now. I'm doing it. I think about the people. I think about Atlanta Street interviews. Y'all know I'm subscribed to Atlanta Street interviews. I made videos speaking on the interviewees and looking at those people, thinking to myself, damn, if their parents would have been anti-natalists, they would not be on Atlanta Street interviews speaking on their abuse, speaking on their sufferings, speaking on their dysfunction, their dysfunctional families, their mental illness. They would not be on YouTube on Atlanta Street interviews. Now, mind you, I do feel that a lot of those people on Atlanta Street interviews, not all of them, because I've seen some of them that are success stories, and I'm not talking about the disabled people, but I do feel that unlike me, when I was homeless, I never asked anybody for money, ever. I worked. I would go into bathrooms and wash myself up, walk to St. Pete Beach, fill out applications until I got a job. Literally saved up my money until I got me a place to stay. Got my college degree. I have a master's degree, and I didn't ask nobody for any money. I did not come. I think with a lot of people on Atlanta Street interviews, a lot of those people, and I don't have a problem because I've donated to those people, but I think a lot of those people beg too much and they don't put in enough effort to pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. And I can't relate to that because I was homeless and I worked, and I did pull myself up with my own bootstrap. I did that, and I'm very proud of that. I worked my ass off. I didn't sit online and constantly beg people for money. I didn't expect other people to lift me up. I lifted myself up. This is true. I would wash myself up, McDonald's, get clean, maybe go to a friend's house, and walk on St. Pete Beach, and I would fill out applications. And I was hired by Wendy's, and I worked there. And eventually I was able to save up enough money to get myself my own apartment. And shout out to Jalen, because he ended up going to college, and I did donate to him because I think he's worthy. He did what I did. I went to college, and there was a black group called Consortia that donated money to me to get my books. I will never forget it. And when I got that little bit of help, went from being homeless on the streets to a master's degree in political science from the University of South Florida. So when I saw Jalen on that video, I donated to him because I want him to stay in college. He got that dorm room, and I want him to graduate. I am so proud of him. He is one of the few people on there that actually, he's not bitching and whining and complaining. This man is in college making good grades. I respect that because that's what I did. That's what I did. No begging, no asking people for help. And even with the Consortia group that donated the book money to me, I didn't ask for that. They were actually my landlord, and I was paying them rent, and they seen me going to college every day. I even got my own car. They seen me going to school. They seen me working, and they gave me a scholarship. And I was able to use that money to pay for my books. And I just hit the ground running, and I never looked back. So a lot of the people on Atlanta Street interviews, I can't really relate to them. I do have empathy for them. And again, I have donated time and again, y'all. Jaden was the last person I donated to. Time and again, I done donated. But I like people that don't sit back and whine and bitch and complain, but they get up, they get themselves educated, they get a job, and they keep trying. They make it happen. That's what I respect. And even though I'm sitting up here saying that I'm anti-natalist and I didn't ask to be on earth and my mom and dad did this to me, I pushed that aside and I said, you know what, Rashida, you're here. You don't have the support that you need, but you got your brain, you're smart, and you can go do it. And that's what I did. That's what I did. And so I have a hard time with people that don't get up and go and educate themselves or go to work and get a job, because I did it and it can be done. I mean, it's only so much whining and bitching and moaning and groaning that you can do before you have to do something to change your own personal situation. And what will happen is, when people see that you are actually taking action, like getting a job, going to school, and making progress, they're going to come along and help you. That's exactly what happened to me. When Consortia saw me enrolled in college, I had my car, paying my rent on time, they gave me the scholarship. So, and that's what I did with Jaden. When I seen that, and I've been following his story, I was like, unlike people like Josiah's, no progression. He's a prime example. Josiah's. And people like to use the crutch of being mentally ill. I think everybody has some form of mental illness, including myself. People love to use that crutch. Oh, I'm mentally ill. Okay. Well, everybody is a little mentally ill. Some of us are more mentally ill than others. But I have a friend. I'm going to give y'all a story of my friend who I admire. I admire this person to pieces. This woman has schizophrenia. She graduated from college. She's married and just bought a house. Explain that. Explain how this woman, and when she had a breakdown, guess what? Because I'm a real friend. I was at that mental hospital with her, just sat there with her. I ain't say nothing. Sometimes you just go sit, you don't got to say nothing. And I sat there with her. She got the help. That's one thing you have to do, be willing to get the help. She took her medication. Again, married, just bought a house, on her medication, and is doing fine. Not out here committing crimes, not out here begging people, not out here making excuses. She's living a successful life. So people that are using mental illness as a crutch to say, I can't do this, or to violate people, or to scheme people, and all these excuses that they have, no. I actually know a person that has a severe mental illness and is doing very well. Married, just bought a house, and doing very well. Lives in a nice neighborhood, all of that. So it can be done. It can be done. So even if you are forced onto earth, you know, and your parents brought you here on earth like mine did, bringing you in a hellified situation, at the end of the day, it's, once you become an adult, it's up to you to make a difference and change your life. You know. Let me read some of y'all comments here. Mellow Fellow says, very interesting. I have thought this before as well. This is deep. I wish I was aborted, but at the same time, I still want a wife and family to provide for. Hard trying to survive in this wicked system. I would just say, Mellow Fellow, and I understand that. I respect it. Just please make sure you have economic stability. Please. I beg of you. Economic and mental stability before you bring a child on earth. I literally am begging you. Whew. I beg you. I plead with you. Emblematic says, but human consciousness is the one thing that can make suffering meaningful. Only human consciousness can transform suffering into compassion. That is why we're here. Well, yes, I'm very compassionate towards suffering people. But I do believe that it's my duty as a dark-skinned activist to present another alternative, which is anti-natalism. And anti-natalism is a form of compassion, because to not bring a human being into existence so that they don't experience suffering, that is compassion. That is compassion. To even consider anti-natalism, all the pros and cons of procreation, to sit down and contemplate it before you bring children into this world, is a responsible, compassionate human being. So I agree with you, Emblematic. You're not going to get no argument with me from there. CH464 said, it's sad to say, but it's so true about Florida. I had a cousin that lived down in Florida for 11 years, and he said it's very racist in Florida. He left Florida to Virginia Beach, and is happier there. I'm happy that your cousin are. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to fight racism. You're not going to just come and do anything that you want to do to me. I fight racism. I'm even willing to lay down my life to fight against racism. That's how passionate I am about it. You're not gonna, if I'm here on earth and you come with your racist bullshit, I'm willing to lay down my life. I'm not gonna allow it. I'd rather be dead than to not have my freedoms on this earth as a black person. I'd rather live free than to die as a fucking slave. That ain't gonna happen. I'm willing to lay down my motherfucking life. And that's real. That's real. Brielle Knox says, hey Rashida, hey Brielle. Mama's God Crypto says, right now you suffer as human behavior. You need to raise your vibration, frequency, energy. Stop playing a victim on the internet. Well, I'm not playing a victim on the internet. I was homeless, like I said, and I did not get on the internet asking people for money. I washed myself up in places like McDonald's, walked out on St. Pete Beach and got a job and worked my way, went to college, and I have my master's degree. Okay? So that's not playing the victim. That's taking action and taking control of my life. I'm not playing the victim. I've accomplished a lot. Also, I've written more books on dark skin than anybody else. Have you done that? Where's your college degree? And I have a right to come on to YouTube and voice my philosophy and opinions about the world. My master's degree is in political science, and as a political scientist, I have a right to espouse my political theory and my political philosophy on the internet, just like a white theoretician and any other theoretician of any other race. It's no different. But you have a right to your opinion. CH464 says, and Rashida, you're a very beautiful woman. You keep your head up. Not only you're beautiful, but you got brains too. Well, thank you. I do appreciate that. Brielle says, I don't support the notion that people should have children just to keep civilization alive. Quality of life is important. Woo! You hit the nail. I could not agree with you more. You said, no reason to give birth with bums who hate women and kids. I could not agree with you more. I don't need to add nothing else to that, Brielle. Perfectly said. Perfect. Brad's Trash says, this is why I don't like giving to the homeless. Some of them refuse to help themselves. You're right. You're right. You know, I see a lot of homeless people around here in St. Petersburg. And like I said, when I was homeless, I never begged for money. You know, the internet is making it really bad because these homeless people, they get on and they beg online. And I see them all over St. Pete doing nothing but begging. And sometimes I'm just tired of it. I get so tired of it. Because the question is, what are you doing to get yourself out of homelessness? Yes, I can give you this money for today. And I'm happy you're going to get you something to eat or whatever you need. But what are you doing? There's a lot of resources. I utilize them. I walked into the University of South Florida on my own and St. Petersburg College on my own as a homeless person and filled out the financial aid application and the application to go to college and talk to the counselors. Nobody stopped me from doing that. I did that on my own. What are these homeless people doing? Are they going to the resources that are in their city to get help? The question is, what exactly are you doing on a day-to-day basis? Because I could tell you what I did on a day-to-day basis. Every day I was hustling to change my situation. And if you keep hustling to change your situation, whether it's going to look for a job or getting in school, it's going to change. I'm a living witness. That's why no homeless person can't fool me. They can't fool, because I was there already. And I worked my way out of it. So Brad's Trash is Tyrone's treasure. You said this is why I don't like giving to the homeless. Some of them refuse to help themselves. You're right. And I don't blame you one bit. That's your money and you have a right to do with it what you will. Mellow Fellow says, you are a living testimony of the strength of our black women. I understand your view on anti-natalism, but yes, it's wrong to have children you cannot provide for. Absolutely. Absolutely. Crazy Squirt says, I don't want no kids. I'm black and it sucks, especially when the people that look like you give you the most shit. They're jealous. I think a lot of people that have a bunch of children, I think they're secretly deep down jealous of the people that don't have children because of the freedom. And they'll never admit this, y'all. They're not going to tell y'all the truth, but I'm telling you the truth. They're jealous. Haters. Haters. Mellow Fellow says, if our community of like-minded black people could come together, man, we would be so strong. Also, the people saying you playing victim are clowns. We have been victimized and have risen above our circumstances. The thing is, I don't think my behavior expresses the behavior of a person that plays victim. A person that goes and gets a job and a college degree, a master's degree, that's not playing victim. That's taking action to solve your own problem, which I did. So that person is just jealous and envious and is attacking me because you don't like what I'm saying. But when I actually produce results, that doesn't fall in line with victimhood. A victim would sit there and perpetually complain and wouldn't do anything to change their situation. I was able to get a college degree. I didn't have to plagiarize from other people's work to get good grades. I did that on my own. It came from my own brain and discipline. Spending 8 years in school to obtain my degree. That's not a victim. Victims don't do that. Victims will sit there and complain and bitch and whine and do absolutely nothing to change their situation. So that person is just, it's jealousy and envy. When you have accomplished what I've accomplished in terms of getting yourself out of homelessness, going from homelessness to a master's degree, then you can talk to me, because then you're on my level. Mellow Fellow says, circumstances that would break most people. I have so much respect for you, Mrs. Strober. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I do. And I'm not even saying it to brag. I'm just saying it because, I've always told my story. I've always told y'all what it was. Mellow Fellow says, I should have used commas. Sorry, I'm in our community has been victimized, and you, Mrs. Strober, have risen above circumstances that would have broken most people. I have the utmost respect for you, and I'm humbled, and I appreciate that. We have a choice, and we have free will. Even though I'm anti-natalist and wish my parents would have either aborted me or not procreated me, I'm here. And I am an adult. And so I have to do something. Bitching and whining is doing something. Enrolling myself in college is doing something. Searching for a job is doing something. I have to do something to change my situation. That's exactly what I did. Doing nothing is a decision. Every action that you take is a decision. Now, good or bad, productive or not, it's a decision. Crazy Squirt says, would you tell your beautiful children not to have kids? Yes, I would. Yes. Here's the thing though. Here's the caveat. I don't control what they do as adults. It's the same thing with me coming on YouTube saying that, hey, consider anti-natalism. I could say this all day and all night, but ultimately, you decide. Same thing with my kids. I could tell them, become anti-natalism, become anti-natalist. But guess who makes that decision? I don't make that decision. They make that decision. Oh, Nicole Unknown says, Rashida, you look so much younger. Oh, me? Really? That's crazy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ibomatic says, I don't understand how you can be anti-natalist when you have a daughter. Well, let me explain it. I had my son when I was 20, and before I had these ideas on anti-natalism, before I could articulate these ideas, and I take accountability for myself having children, I did that. But I'm still anti-natalist after looking at my life, examining my life, after looking at the human suffering that takes place in the world, I have come to the conclusion that humans should not reproduce based upon those things. As far as my daughter, yes, same thing. Her dad did not have any children when we got married, and I only had one child, and I didn't really want any more kids, but he wanted a child. And being that I was married, and I think that women should oblige their husbands, and I went ahead and I had a child. But I believe that two things can be true at the same time. I can have my feelings about anti-natalism and still have a child. Obviously, I did that, and obviously that is contradictory to some people, and I do understand that. But I'm still anti-natalist, folks. I'm not going to change my stance. I do believe strongly in anti-natalism. Until the world changes and becomes a more fair, equitable place, humane place, I think people should stop procreating. And honestly, I wouldn't be upset if the human race went completely extinct. I think human extinction is actually better than antinatalism. Crazy Squirt says, if you had the opportunity to do college again, what would you pursue over? Business. Something to do with business or real estate. And if I had to do it over, I'm glad you asked that question. I wouldn't even go to college. I would go get a real estate license and get into real estate, because folks, America is about property ownership and it's about business. And the real wealth, I have learned, is tied up in real estate and in some form of business. Even the tax code is written for people that are engaged in business. W-2 workers, whether you college degreed or not, you all pay the most in taxes. Okay? So I would do business, or I wouldn't even go to college. I would become an entrepreneur, and it would probably have something to do with real estate. Sir Anthony says, I had to drop down out of the clouds for this. I've been following you for years, yet this is the first time that I'm hearing this from you. Oh, well, Sir Anthony, thank you for joining me today. I actually have made many videos on antinatalism. This is not the first video that I made. If you go back and look at my channel, you will see that there's several antinatalist videos. I believe that human beings need to stop procreating, because I think that on the whole, humanity is evil. Racism, I hate racism. I borderline hate some of the racist people. I do, because they make life difficult for black people. Just even with basic things such as housing. A lot of racists, they don't want you, they don't want a black person to have a nice place to live. This is why I'm saying I don't mind humans going extinct. Humans are by far God's worst creation. By far. Let me show y'all something. Show y'all where I'm at. I'm going to show y'all my friends. My best friends. That I think that God, if God would have just left the earth as it was and not created humans, I would have just been cool with this. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Humans are evil. Humans create wars, do bad things to children, create poverty, create famine, create laws that restrict black people, for example, from getting loans to purchase homes, create laws to restrict black people from entering into colleges and getting education, create laws that enforce poverty and abuse. Humans are by far God's worst creation. But the beautiful water and the trees and the wind that I just showed y'all, if God would have just left it like that, psh, good to go. Good to go. Okay? So, I mean, I just think that humanity, I'm not going to say everybody, obviously we got exceptions, but I think the whole of humanity, or not the whole, but a great proportion of humanity, enough for me to be making this live and speaking on anti-natalism, is evil. And I would not be sad or feel bad if the human species went extinct. I mean, I just don't see the point. Humans are creating all the suffering. It's human beings doing this to each other. We need to understand that. Humans are creating all of the suffering. Humans are starting all of the problems. Okay? Humans don't know how to share. Humans don't know how to be respectful. Humans don't know how to not be abusive. Humans do not know how to not be dysfunctional. I see no purpose in humanity. I don't see the purpose. There is none. And then all of the hell you go through from a baby, because the baby start crying when they come out their mama womb, because they know it's finna be some fuck shit. That's why they crying. They was all comfortable and happy when they was inside their mama. As soon as they come out that womb, that baby start hollering. So from the time they come out their mama womb until the time they die, first of all, they born. As soon as you're born, you count down the days till your ass finna die. But in between, humans do nothing but inflict pain and suffering. And I almost borderline hate humanity. Yeah. Humans are also very arrogant, thinking that they know more than the Creator, thinking that they're better than the Creator. The Creator created certain things a certain way, and here come evil, low down, no good human beings wanting to change things and make it their way. That's what you humans are doing. It's the truth. So I, especially over in this part of the world, in America, you see some of the worst, some of the most inhumane humans. If I had enough money, y'all, let me tell you something. I would go somewhere on an island and get as far a fucking way from, especially in this part of the world, from humans as possible. I would. That's what I would do. I got my daughter. I still got to take care of my daughter. But when my daughter grow up, that's something I might consider. When she gets grown and she can take care of herself, I may consider getting the fuck away from you humans and going somewhere I don't know. Or either going where there's some nicer people, some more caring, loving, decent humans. I just don't see the point. I talked about Atlanta Street interviews earlier. Well, look at the state of humanity in terms of homelessness. Honestly, there's enough resources in America where no human being has to be homeless. And I know some of these people that are homeless, I know some of them are trifling and lazy, and their ass don't want to do nothing. But I do think that every human being has a human right to shelter. I do believe it. That's a basic human right. But other human beings have said no. We have property laws under capitalism. where you got to pay this amount of rent, and you're going to have to do all this struggling, and even if you came from a bad background, we don't give a fuck. You still going to be subject to it. That is evil to me. But that's human beings. Horrible. And that's why I said I wouldn't give 3 fucks if human beings became extinct. I don't care. I don't care. Let me see if I can read some of y'all. Cobra says, Cobra Style Comfort said, if you could bring only one thing on the island, what would it be? Ooh, that's a damn good question. And Cobra King Kung Fu says, would it be a laptop or a favorite book? Well, if I can get internet, I would bring the laptop and then read my favorite books online. But if I can't have the internet, then I would bring my favorite book. And one of my favorite books is Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, The ISIS Papers. So yeah. But let me see, the one item that I would bring to the island, what would it be? That's a damn good question. Whew. I don't know. A pair of shoes. I'll probably bring some shoes. Some shoes. Mellow Fellow says, I swear you on point with that. My plan is to move to the country. I want a homestead and no neighbors. Yeah. And it ain't that I don't want to help people, because I'm very compassionate. I'll still help you. I just don't want the fuckery. I want us to act humanely towards each other and respectful. That's all. And I don't feel that humans do that, especially in this part of the world. Crazy Skirt says, you should visit Mexico City, Brazil, or Latin America. Okay. Brielle Knox Rage Recovery says, I agree, Rashida. They don't care about anything. So why care about preserving humanity? It should go extinct. Cobra Style Kung Fu says, I would bring you. Really? My black ass? We could populate the island together, start a new civilization. Aha. That's a good one. That's flattering. That's good. Sir Anthony says, please that want to go to isolated islands tend not to want anything to do with technology. That's true. That's true. I could do without it. I mean, I could do what I've done. I don't care really. When I'm at home, y'all, I don't be watching TV. I don't watch television. It's quiet. I don't do anything. I read, meditate. And I've always been like that. I got a bunch of books. I don't do anything. Y'all probably think I'm the most boringest person, but I don't care no more. I used to care I've never been a turn up queen. I'm a laid back, calm, quiet person now until you start fucking with me now. Until you start fucking with white racism and darkism. Don't do that. I'm good. But other than that, laid back, quiet, and don't fuck with nobody. Mellow Fellow says, chill, Cobra. You gotta get through me first. Oh, y'all need to stop. Y'all gonna make me. If I was light skinned, I'd be up here turning red. Yes. Sir Anthony says, will you be writing a play around this theme? That's a good question. I don't know. But it wouldn't be bad. Yeah, you know what? That wind feels so good, Cobra. I was just listening to, I'm just reading some of y'all comments here, you know. But these are some of the reasons why I'm explaining to y'all why I'm anti-natalist. Anti-natalism is actually a humanitarian. I just want to see people. If I had the way that I could see create the world, it would be, everybody would have a place to stay. There would be no crime or bad behavior towards other humans. None. It would be non-existent. Doing bad things to other human beings. Listen, hear me out. If it was my way, if I could just, Nas and Lauryn Hill, shout out to both of them. If I ruled the world, because I wouldn't even rule the world. That wouldn't even be it. Everybody would regulate themselves. They wouldn't even need rulership. And there were stateless societies in Africa, if you do your research. There were stateless societies in Africa. But if I had my way and I could shape the world to where I want it to be, There would be no capitalism. Every human being would be having what they needed and have a place to stay. There would be no illnesses, no diseases of any kind. It would not exist. There would be no such thing as treating another human being bad. So therefore, we would not need prisons, jails, foster homes, any of these state-run institutions, mental institutions. It wouldn't exist because there would be no such thing as crime or bad behavior towards another human being. Everybody would treat each other in a kind, caring, humane fashion. No crime, zero bad behavior. That's what I would like to see. And then I would not be an anti-natalist. Okay? And humans would also get along with animals and all of God's creation on earth. There would not be any processed foods. Sorry, y'all. There would not be any restaurants preparing processed foods or factories preparing processed foods. Sorry. I know some of y'all might think that's bad, but we would get rid of all that. We'll get rid of all the diseases. No cancer, no AIDS, no high blood pressure, no diseases of any kind. None. Yeah. Read some of y'all comments. Brielle says, exactly. The only way I would care if humanity went extinct is if most of our race had a loving mentality towards itself instead of tearing it down. There you go. Racism would not exist in my world. Racism or darkism or colorism, nope, none of that. And Brielle says, I don't need perfection, but it would have to be light years better than it is now. Tell me about it. And CH464 says, yeah, I agree. I think women like Lauryn Hill, Kelly Rowland, Foxy Brown are beautiful dark-skinned women, and they are. I could not agree with you more. I was just thinking about the reason I mentioned Lauryn Hill and Nas because they have that song, Epic, one of the best songs I've heard in my life. If I Rule the World, and so that's why I was piggybacking off of that. If I ruled the world, this is how my world would be. It would be fair, equitable, and just. It has to be in every way. Nobody would ever be done wrong anymore. Sir Anthony says, Miss Strober, why do you play that light skin talk when you know that you have men in your chats that like what they see? Ooh, you like what you see? Wait a minute. You up here getting off the subject here. Listen, all I'm saying is I don't think that I look good. And it's been years of programming to where I got this, that maybe it's a mental illness to where I don't think I look good. And it started from my childhood being called black and ugly. And I just don't see myself. I'll probably die seeing myself as unattractive. Sorry. I do not say that to you all for you to feel sorry for me. Understand that I'm not saying nothing I've ever said on my channel is for people to feel sorry for me. I say this stuff to y'all because it's how I for real feel. I'm an honest, transparent, straight up person. I am not a victim. I'm a victim. I have been victimized, yes, but I'm not a victim. I'm telling you these things because I'm telling you how I truly feel. So yeah, maybe I do need to get some extended therapy to make myself see myself as attractive, but the programming is there. I don't see it. Before you came here, I was telling about this black man that I was at the gas station. He was like, he hit on me. Very good looking black man. I don't understand why good looking black men, I attract them. I don't get it. Whether they be dark skinned or light skinned. Because I think I'm like ugly and mediocre. Like, what the fuck? This man here, he could get a very good looking woman. And it's shocking to me. Like, what the hell is going on here? But beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But it ain't that black man's fault that I don't see myself that way. That ain't y'all fault. I can't control what you see. It's just my programming to where I can't see it. When I look in the mirror, I see some other shit. I don't see it at all. I just don't. And so I'm at the point where I don't even focus on this. As long as I'm clean and My body is clean on the inside. You know, y'all like I like my vegan foods. I like to be healthy. You'll never see me smoke or drink. I'm too good for cigarettes. I'm too good for weed. Yes, I don't drink alcohol. You ain't finna never see me do none of that. But as far as focus on how I look, I'm not. No, I focus on what I put inside my body and how I feel. That's about it. I don't focus. I don't look at my. I don't even like. Honestly, I don't even like looking at myself. I be like, what the hell? Let me just look over here. Focus on something else. So yeah, that's. I hope that I answered your question. Maybe that ain't a satisfactory answer, but Mellow Fellow says it's the programming complex they give our people. It's a real thing. I know you are being honest because I feel that way and have family who says the same thing, but it's a lie. You are attracted. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And Brielle says, Rashida, you actually are very beautiful. I'm not just saying that. I have seen unattractive dark-skinned women and unattractive lighter women. I'm not colors. You're not unattractive at all. I appreciate that. And I'm not going to argue with y'all because y'all have a right to see me as how y'all see me. It's just I don't see it. Sorry. I don't see it. I don't. But I do appreciate them compliments, though. I ain't going to tell no lie. I ain't going to tell y'all no lie. I appreciate it. I do. But yeah, y'all. So I hope somebody understands what I mean by antinatalism. I'll continue to make more videos on antinatalism as the spirit hits me. I appreciate y'all for watching. Yeah, I thank y'all for watching. You can go to my website at any time, darkskinactivist.com, darkskinactivist.com, and download a free ebook copy of my book entitled Darkism, 25 Ways Dark-Skinned People Are Discriminated Against. I would like to thank every single person that have been watching this channel and subscribe to the channel and supported the channel, even the haters. Thank y'all as well. Also, if you want to make a donation to support this channel, my Cash App, which I prefer, is $rashidalala. I do not get enough donations. I still feel that way. So if you please support, $rashidalala. The Cash App, the PayPal, and the GoFundMe is all in the description to this live. Yeah. So I thank y'all for watching. I want to read some of the comments on here again. CH464 said, yeah, my ex-girlfriend was Lauryn Hill's complexion and she was very insecure about her skin tone. It's because her family members were very colorist. You know, a lot of dark-skinned women are very beautiful and they don't even damn realize it. I'm talking about for real pretty, not like how I am. And they don't even understand it. And I think that some of these people know that they pretty and they just be so jealous of them. So they'll do anything that they can because they look at them and be like, yeah. In their head, they be like, yeah, she pretty. And they jealous and they want to beat them. So that's probably what could have happened in your ex-girlfriend's case. Jealous, sneaky family members that's secretly watching them and wishing that they had that smooth, pretty skin and them pretty features and they want to beat them. So that's nothing but jealousy and envy. I seen it firsthand. And Mellow Fellow said, I know the topic was anti-natalism, but you have inspired me to work even harder. Thank you and have a blessed day. I appreciate that. And I'm going to end this on that note. I'm happy. I'm very happy, and more than being happy, I'm honored and humbled to have inspired someone. Because that's the whole point of doing these lives, is to expound on my position so that you guys understand where I'm coming from and to create some type of understanding, and from there to create inspiration to act and to be the best you that you can be. So yes, thank y'all for watching the world's first and only dark skin activist, darkskinactivist.com, Cash App, $rashidalala, and I will talk to y'all again soon.